Alright, next video. Why can't rappers sell concert tickets anymore? Now we getting into some music-based videos, man. Let's see what's going on.
From Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Trippie Redd, DaBaby, and Ken Carson most recently, as well as Bobby Shmurda, who sold just 10 tickets per city. It feels like every month, another mainstream rapper is quietly forced to cancel their shows and tour. But the question remains, why? How are some of the industry's hottest names struggling to sell tickets?
Why are y'all doing billions of streams and the tickets don't match?
Yeah.
Even stars with billions of streams aren't safe. Just last year, Playboi Carti abruptly canceled his entire Antagonist Arena tour out of nowhere. And while all rumors pointed to low ticket sales, the truth is actually deeper than you think. In a genre like hip-hop, containing the biggest egos on the planet, admitting that you can't sell your concert tickets is about the ultimate nightmare. Here's someone like DaBaby, who has even resorted to trying buy one get one free deals for his shows, only to still end up canceling. So what do rappers do instead? Well, almost every time you hear of a rapper cancel their tour, it will immediately be followed by a blatant lie.
What's good, guys? It's your boy T-Pain. How you doing? Got some news about the One Up DLC tour. I'm gonna take it upon myself to cancel the One Up DLC tour because it just would have been a bad look for me and it wouldn't have been entertaining for y'all. So now, let me tell you, I was advised to lie about this and say that I needed some time or I needed some alone time or me time and some shit like that, or I needed time to spend with my family or some medical attention or something like that. Just don't make it look like I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. Most artists lie. Whenever concerts get canceled or tours get canceled, it's for low ticket sales. It ain't really about whatever the reason they say, and I think that's wrong. That's
About the only rapper in history to ever be honest about his flop and take responsibility is T-Pain, going as far as to reveal to us that he was advised by his team to lie and make up an excuse for his poor ticket sales, which is again, as I mentioned, what 99% of rappers do.
Disappointing news for fans of Chance the Rapper. The Chicago artist announced on Instagram that he is canceling his upcoming tour. He says he is going to take some time off to be with his family and make some new music.
Despite also running a 2-for-1 deal as well, when Chance the Rapper announced the cancellation of his Big Day tour back in 2019, as you can read from his old Instagram post, he claimed that it was to take time off to spend with family. However, according to a lawsuit filed by his ex-manager a year later, it was instead terrible ticket sales that resulted in the tour being cancelled. But yet, as bad as his numbers were, Chance the Rapper's ticket sales were still way higher than Bobby Shmurda's. As his first tour following his long-awaited release from prison, Bobby Shmurda was set to embark on a 19-night concert run. That was, though, until his booking agent came out to reveal that the number of 19 shows may have actually been higher than the total number of tickets. Full transparency, the tour was cancelled due to an average of 10 tickets sold per show, the booking agent clarified, not a lack of promotion. We ran ads and we have receipts. This wasn't about effort, it was about demand. Even continuing on to post proof of these diabolical sales, such as here, showing only 9 total tickets for his scheduled show in Washington, D.C. But although definitely not this embarrassingly low, as it turns out, low attendance was also the reason why Trippie Redd canceled his St. Michael tour 2 years ago, despite trying to argue this on his story.
Hey guys, just wanted to update you guys. So you guys have been talking about tour and why I canceled it. You want an explanation. So boom, I'm dropping a project named St. Michael, right? What if I was to tell you that's my son's name and I canceled tour because I had to deliver my son? Y'all sitting there bashing me, saying all this crazy stuff, and here I'm just bringing my child into the world.
Trippie claimed that the birth of his son was the reason why he canceled his tour, yet the majority of fans saw through the truth. Not to mention that after taking a DNA test, he learned that it wasn't even his real son.
Father, I feel like we had a kid around the same time. Bruh, I got a DNA test, I don't even got a kid. You for real? I swear, bro.
But seeing as this was scheduled to be an arena tour, with Trippie trying to play NBA arenas such as Barclays Center, which booking too big of venues is another massive problem that we're about to get into, and for Trippie Redd, he just couldn't sell as many tickets as expected. However, going back to if you believe what T-Pain said about excuses, and even some artists who use made-up health problems to hide the truth.
Or I needed some alone time or me time, and I needed time to spend with my family or some medical attention or something like that.
Well then, the same could also be true for Lil Durk. Durk was sick, fatigued, and tired, cited Lil Durk's manager on the cancellation of his tour. The doctor recommended that he take some time off to heal up and get ready for the rest of the year. 2 years ago, out of nowhere, Lil Durk randomly axed 24 dates out of his Sorry for the Drought tour. And despite citing his need for rest, which did happen to conveniently come a week after this TMZ report surfaced about Lil Durk in the hospital with severe dehydration, however, many fans weren't buying it. He's fine. The ticket sales were more dehydrated than going on to point out that Durk still performed 2 shows in his home city of Chicago shortly after, just a cop-out to embarrassing ticket sales. These dudes think they're way bigger than they are, trying to headline arena tours. Considering that, at the time of this announcement, most of Durk's venues had only sold about 40% of their tickets. While sure, exhaustion may have played a part, this was the perfect timing to escape his underperforming pre-sale. But then, shortly after, to follow in his footsteps arrived at this headline in regards to his partner in crime, Lil Baby. In addition to this viral tweet showing us exactly how many empty seats were still left, as you can see, there were a lot of blue unsold tickets. Lil Baby was then forced to cancel 10 dates of his scheduled tour. But how is Lil Baby struggling to sell tickets?
Now Lil Baby is headlining the tour, and you got your supporting acts on the tour ain't really got no slaps like that, and you're trying to sell arenas.
I do remember when Burna Boy came to Vancouver. I went to see him, and I did feel like his performance was a little lackluster. And the thing is, I've seen Burna Boy perform before, like in videos. I've seen footage of his performances before, and I expected a lot more. But his problem is, he booked the Rogers Arena, and the Rogers Arena is huge. It has like multiple levels, right? Stories. And for the Burna Boy concert, I believe they had 2 stories that were like untouched. You still had like curtains over the seats and everything, and it just was like, even like the levels that were used, like it just wasn't like it. Like there was a lot of people in there, but it was a huge arena, right? And I feel like Burna Boy, looking at how empty the arena was, because it was definitely more empty than it was full, you know. I think that him looking at that and just like the arena was too big, he might have not been able to feel all of our energy in terms of like us as the crowd. I think it just made it so that he didn't perform to the best of his ability. That, I don't want to say that's fair, but I almost understand it, you know what I'm saying? And so when you book a venue that's too big, like you never know what's gonna come on the other end of that.
For a star like Lil Baby, who literally had the #1 most popular album of 2020, this was certainly strange. But there is one simple reason that will explain it all. However, if you ask Lil Durk's manager, he will tell you that the main reason behind Durk's low concert sales is due to, quote, other verticals right now that are eating into the entertainment touring. Pointing out live streamers as an example. These kids are literally vacuuming money from all these fans, and the fans are not even leaving the house. That's where the money is going.
Chat W subs! Hi XG for the 5 gift, appreciate it.
Implying that live streamers such as Kai Cenat are to blame for low ticket sales in rap would definitely not be my first argument. But while I suppose partially true, most would probably be thinking, is rap as a whole just on a decline? Is that why ticket sales are down and guys like Moneybagg Yo have had to cancel tours, missing out on the biggest percent of their profit? Or is something deeper going on behind the scenes? The #1 biggest factor right now behind the drop in concert attendance is the insane increase
what's
in
good? We're watching why rappers can't sell tickets anymore. We're just reacting to a bunch of random stuff. We reacted to a couple videos earlier, and now we're getting into some music related reactions. So yeah, but how's it going, bro? What you got going on, man?
prices. Going back to Lil Baby's It's Only Us tour, besides his team's terrible promo and marketing, with many fans having no idea this was happening. As you can read though, the price for just one ticket in section 108, which keep in mind is not even on the floor, was priced at $220 for
Damn,
a single
it was your birthday on the 26th? What day is it today? Oh shit, 4 days ago? Damn. Oh shit, your birthday was right after the first day of school? That's tough. That's tough. Bro's birthday was the second day of school. Damn. Bombo Clat. Oh! How was it, man? Did you get to do anything like celebrate? Did you do anything fun?
But just when you thought that was bad, then you add Ticketmaster's ridiculous fees.
So you guys finally see what I've been saying is factual. These are Megan Thee Stallion tickets, and look how many hidden fees Ticketmaster has slapped on there, bro.
Owned and operated by Live Nation, the fact that the world's biggest concert promoter and ticketing service is one single giant company, with control over how tickets are sold, is also a huge problem, and largely to blame. In fact, A lawsuit was literally filed last year by the United States Justice Department suing Live Nation and Ticketmaster for essentially forming a monopoly over the live concert market. They called to restore competition in the live concert industry and provide better choices at lower prices for fans. While I confidently think every single person watching this supports
No, literally, bro.
According to
I haven't gone to concerts in a minute, bro, just because everything's mad expensive, bro. Like, it's dummy. Just meet up with your friends. That's fire. That's fire. Y'all get some food at least, or y'all just, like, meet up in a park or something, bro? Like, no cake?
Billboard, prices
No
for
candles?
concert tickets have risen by more than 32% over just the past 5 years, with the average concert ticket costing $130 in 2024, which, for reference, back in 2019, the average price was $91, a rise that outpaces inflation by a good margin. Now, keep in mind too that the typical demographic of a rapper's fan base tends to be on the younger side, and with an already struggling economy, the truth is a lot of kids just simply can't afford to pay these ticket prices, like coughing up $220 to watch Lil Baby rap over a backing track.
Damn. Hey man, at least y'all had some food and shit. W, bro. I'm glad you got to enjoy it, man. Well, happy belated, bro. Happy belated, man. That's fire. Bro's finally... Nah, I was gonna make a joke. You got it. I ain't gonna do that, bro. I ain't gonna do it.
Or Playboy Cardi scream a few words and then dip.
Nah, that's crazy glaze, bro. I cannot be just smiling and nodding my head like that when Cardi. That's crazy, bro. What the hell? One thing that I gotta say, and like, I don't know, this is kind of like a whole different conversation. Maybe I'll make like a full-length video about this, but I want to find the right video that really breaks it down. But like, a lot of people are saying that rap is like, like people are saying that rap is dead, which is that's a whole different conversation. But a lot of people are saying that like the root or like the soul or like the foundation, let's say, of rap is lost. You know what I'm saying? Which I can agree with to a certain extent. But it's like people are saying that people are losing like the lyrical ability and people don't really like prioritize the pen and stuff like that. Which is definitely true to a certain extent, right? The lyrical focus is not at the forefront of music anymore. But at the same time, it's like when you look at someone like Young Thug, at least, or like especially his old music, Young Thug is not like a lyrical miracle, right? You can't compare Young Thug to someone like Nas or someone like Biggie or whatever, right? You can't compare someone like Thug to the greats. But at the same time, you also can't compare Young Thug to like a 6ix9ine. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only does Young Thug make great music, but like when you listen to what he's saying, he really knows how to be a storyteller. Like, he really knows how to give you certain things. Same with Future. Like, Future knows how to give you certain things, but he's just not like as technical as like a J. Cole might be. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of people just tend to like discredit these mumble rappers, which yes, they're very much mumble rappers. You know, the Thugs, the Cardis, the Futures. People tend to discredit these guys because they're not as technical, or they don't rap in the New York or, you know, the very original fashion. But these guys pack their own punch, man. These guys definitely pack their own punch. No cap. Bumbleclad.
Different problem that we'll also see in a sec. The question still remains: why are concert tickets so expensive now? And
but that is another thing too. I ain't gonna lie. These guys, a lot of these guys do perform very lazy. Like, not a lot of people know how to really put on a show and really be a good performer. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all see me on stage. I know how to be a performer. I know how to turn a crowd. You feel me? Y'all seen how I get.
Why the fuck you breaking the vision? I got hella rappers, I got hella choppers, I got hella niggas who be sending shots at you. Yeah, I got niggas fucking up the game and nothing new.
Yeah, I wanna be rich, I want a house at a legacy palace. I'm trying to blow up, I'm trying to have international status. The ones who oppose us, I lay somewhere inside of a casket. I'm kidding, all my competition is feeling this, that's why I just gotta have it. Yeah. I need you to stand up for this song, bro. I need y'all to get close for this song, bro. We're about to travel all the way to New York, man. Let's run this shit, bro. Let's run this shit, bro. Let's run this shit. Movie. Why not just look at a movie? Hey, stupid. wants to pay. Hey, Bendy, the deep on shots with Bendy. Jazz, hold it, light it, pass it, smoke it.
You see what I'm saying? Like, not a lot of people know how to turn up a stage. Not a lot of people know how to work a crowd. I know how to work a crowd, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these rappers nowadays, they come onto a stage and they gonna perform so lazy. They gonna like give you the mic and make you sing along, which is definitely a part of crowd control, but when they make you sing the whole song or when they're just like aura farming the whole time on stage, like what is we doing here? You know what I'm saying?
Everything is way higher, answers Lil Durk's manager, whose last name I won't even attempt. Staffing is way higher, and airplane tickets are nuts. You've got gas prices going up, every element has gone up, and that has to be passed on to the consumer. It's no secret that prices for everything have been on a constant rise. And while expenses were also the main reason why Little Sims sadly had to cancel her entire tour in 2022, having the guts though to share with fans that, as an independent artist, funding her tour would leave her in a financial deficit.
And then, out of the blue, she tweeted, "Hey guys, due to unforeseen circumstances, I've been left with no option but to reschedule my US tour. Being an independent artist, I pay for everything, encompassing my life out of my own pocket. And touring the US for a month leaves me in a huge deficit." For her to kind of just tweet that is very heartbreaking.
But besides her obvious rise in overall inflation expenses, the concert ticket resale market is the second biggest nightmare fans face today. Despite...
I'm tripping. Sorry, guys. Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. I definitely agree in the fact that, like, not all mumble rap is good, but I was just saying to the point, like, I was having a conversation with somebody, and they were basically saying that mumble rap isn't even rap anymore. And, they were saying that rap has become a different thing, which is not really, like, it's not as pure anymore. And I was like, when you use the word pure, I'll give you that, but it's just, like, rap has evolved, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with, like, something evolving into something else, you know what I'm saying? And so I was just saying that, like, yeah, like, people like Thug or Cardi or Future, like, they know how to, like, they're different styles of technical rappers, right? Like, we wouldn't consider them to be the same as, like, you know, someone like, what you might call it, 6ix9ine. And not to say that 6ix9ine is a mumble rapper, but he's somebody that just yells on the beat and doesn't really talk about nothing, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Future, like, if you really listen to what he's saying, he's like telling you something, you know?
Ticketmaster's numerous attempts to crack down on bots, resellers continue to evolve their software and invest a pretty penny into buying professional-grade tools that make their bots even faster, allowing them to buy more tickets than one sluggish human could.
Yo, hold on, let me read that. I guess pure in the sense of, like, African-American soul rap nowadays draws inspiration from every corner of the world, since rappers are coming in from every part of the world, which makes it less pure in a sense. But I'd argue that it adds more flavor to the genre. Yeah, no, facts. And that's exactly, like, what we were saying, right? Like, or that's kind of what I was saying. Like, it makes it less pure in the sense that, like, it's not exactly what it started out to be. And what homie was saying is that, like, this started out as something made by certain people for certain people, and the people who started it are no longer the people who are running it. You know what I'm saying? Even though the people who started it may be the people at the forefront, the people pulling the strings, and the people... the puppeteers, or the guys at the top, are not exactly the ones who started it, you know what I'm saying? So that's where it begins to lose its purity, because then it trickles down into whatever else, and then, you know what I'm saying, the barrier of entry is also a lot looser, so anybody could just get in, and yeah, there's a lot of factors, but I don't think that evolving is always a bad thing. I think that if the barrier of entry would have been, like, I definitely think that we could filter out some of the nonsense for sure, but I do think that we've gotten a lot of good music out of letting it grow, you know what I'm saying? So
allowing them to buy more tickets than one sluggish human could. Thus, this results in way higher prices when they later go on resale, often multiple hundreds of dollars more, locking out the real fans who can't afford them.
Hey, you wanna go see Michael Jackson tonight? How much is a ticket? It's like $10. A little pricey, but sure.
It is commonly said that one of the best tests to determine the true size of an artist's fan base is through physical ticket sales. Because here in 2025, you can have millions of followers and quote-unquote fans on social media, but when it's then time to go and book a show, how many people will actually show up? Well, in the case of Smoke Perp in this viral clip right here, about 6 or 7.
Yo, everything $10.
Film thought there was no one.
Despite his 3.5 million followers on Instagram, back in 2022, former SoundCloud legend Smoke Burp was clowned all over the internet after performing to an audience that couldn't even pack out a high school bathroom. And while yes, it is also the concert promoter's job to promote and sell tickets, the reason why we see so many rappers cancel their tours nowadays...
I ain't gonna lie, nobody, bro. Nobody listening to Burp.
One of the biggest advocates behind exposing the truth of the music industry is rapper Russ, who had this to say. Don't be mad at me selling out arenas because your favorite artist can't. Y'all start trying to make excuses and do all sort of mental gymnastics in an attempt to figure out the disconnect. They're faking their streams, which is why the ticket sales don't match the streams. Simple. But stay out of my mentions with this stupidity.
The reality is the labels are spending money and, you know, devil's advocate, they're treating it like a marketing expense. Because in a sense, it like almost is.
You're going to spend $100,000 on billboards, you're going to spend $100,000 on streams.
Right.
Now, Russ's main theory stems back to faking streams, and while there's definitely an argument to be had there, with computerized bots yet again in play, one thing is for sure, music streams do not equal ticket sales. Although, yes, stars like Beyonce and Taylor Swift are having no problem selling out shows, seeing as the Eras Tour was literally the most profitable concert tour in music history. Meanwhile, though, as the New York Post even reports, it's not just rappers that are struggling. Basically, if you're not Taylor Swift, Beyonce, or Kendrick Lamar levels, from Jennifer Lopez, Bad Bunny, and Justin Timberlake to name a few, the whole industry has took a hit. And insane ticket prices aside,
damn,
so
Bad
many
Bunny?
casual mainstream fans nowadays just hear a song that they like on TikTok or the radio for a few weeks until the next trending sound takes over. The truth is, this rarely leads to a connection close enough for them to want to go see the artist in person. Not to mention too that ever since the COVID pandemic, the concert market has honestly been oversaturated. You never before had a moment in time where all the horses lined up at the starting gate, and they all went on the road at the same time. Following the pandemic and lockdown, every artist was itching to get back on the road. And combined with a large chunk of fans not having an income or job during lockdown, with so many artists on tour now and endless shows, fans only have a limited amount of time and money we can spend, unfortunately resulting in diminishing demand for less established names.
Now it's getting to a saturation point, clearly, because everybody's announcing their tour this year or next year. So now fans have a lot of choices to pick from. Plus they have these festivals. Now they're choosing to go here versus here. They're making their choices.
As academics also alluded to, besides your endless options of who to buy tickets for, the fact that fans can see all of their favorite artists perform at musical festivals throughout the year, such as Rolling Loud for example, although sure it's not quite the same as an entire full set, or maybe you don't like festivals, if it means you paying the same price though, but getting to see 30 more artists you like rather than just one, why would anyone not do that?
Why would somebody pay to go see you singular as a solo act on an arena tour for $200 just for decent seats? Why would they pay you $200 individually when they could pay $300 for a full-blown festival with names all over the place?
Just last month in July, it was announced that Ken Carson's scheduled Lord of Chaos tour had officially been canceled. And despite talk of an upcoming Opium tour being the reason, of course, this still hasn't stopped rumors of the cancellation being because of low ticket sales, along with Ken swinging for the fences and trying to do arena shows, as my friend Aaron Speaking also points out.
If I could spend $300 to see damn near 30 artists over the weekend, including Ken Carson, why would I spend $300 to see just Ken Carson? Yeah, those openers, don't get me wrong, but you get what I'm saying, bro. Like, is it really worth it?
Is it really worth it is the big question that we are left with today. And unless you're an A-list star like Travis Scott or Drake, for example, a lot of people are answering no. At this point, as sad as it is, there is no denying the decline in rap show attendance. However, with that being said, how can we fix this big problem? In my opinion, there are 3 key factors which rappers need to immediately consider if they want to start selling more tickets. The first, and most obvious, is simply to make better music. Typical rollout behavior for artists is to announce a new tour for fans after releasing a new album. But going back to Chance the Rapper from earlier, when he announced his Big Day tour, which was in support of his terrible Big Day album that totally flopped, as you could guess, nobody wanted to go watch him perform any of those songs.
I love my wife. I love my wife. With my wife.
So, if you drop a mid-album, that is not enticing at all for fans to want to come buy tickets, especially if they've already seen it. But what about on the operations side? What can artists do today, besides being...
Yeah, no, deadass. If you're not Taylor, Beyonce, Drake, Kendrick, Travis, or SZA, you're not selling out a stadium tour. I mean, No, that's pretty true, and it's like that's what the guy was saying earlier. He was saying that like with a lot of these rappers having such big egos, they be trying to book arenas or venues that they can't fill, and that's what I was saying earlier too. Like when I went to see Burna Boy, when Burna came to Vancouver, he booked out a huge arena that did not work for him. You know what I'm saying? Whereas when I went to see Adekunle Gold, who's another Afrobeats artist, also from Nigeria, much smaller. But he booked a much smaller venue, and that venue was like packed, bro. That venue, he probably had less people than Burna Boy, but he played it smart, and he picked a venue where people would be damn near shoulder to shoulder, and it's like that experience is way more different, because it's like when I went to Burna Boy, right? When I went to Burna Boy, I was in a whole arena. I was all the way up there. Burna Boy looked this small, you know what I'm saying? And like the seats, like the seats were not packed. So like the seat next to me, I went with my homeboy, right? So it's me and my boy, and then like next to him it was a couple empty seats. Next to me, a couple empty seats. In front of us there's some people, but next to them empty seats. So it, like you couldn't even really vibe with like strangers and like, you know what I'm saying? It was just whatever. When I went to like the Adekunle Gold show, we're shoulder to shoulder. We're singing the songs. You might turn to a stranger, sing the lyrics to him, dab him up. You know what I'm saying? You're bumping into people, mosh pit. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine going to your favorite artist, right? Whether it's Drake, whether it's Travis, whether it's whatever, and like your favorite song comes on or whatever, and you're just like rapping word for word with somebody that you don't know. You're hyping him up. He's like tapping you in your chest. Like, bro, y'all are sweating. Like, bro, that's the vibe, bro. But it's like when it's not vibing like that, when the arena's dead, when these artists pick venues that are too big, either they're not able to pursue the show and like have to cancel, or they do it and then the energy for the attendees is just not the same. Even from the performer, like they can't feel the energy that the crowd is giving them because they're so far away and it's so little. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even want to perform all the way. So, bruh, security, bruh. If the seats is empty, what's stopping you from moving closer? Security, bro. Like, it's a big ass arena still, and they had like security. Like, bro, imagine you're at like a baseball stadium or like a basketball arena. Like, it was like it wasn't just like a concert, like it was like an arena, bro. And so they had security people like at the middle where there's like stairs and shit. Bro, they had security everywhere, bro. Damn near had more security than attendees, bro.
Their tours and not oversaturate them. If you really want to sell out your shows, or at least come close, then in my opinion, most importantly, you have to book the right size venues. In addition to rappers like Cant,
it's literally what I was just saying.
And Trippie Redd, who we already covered, today we watch countless artists and their teams overestimate hype and demand for their tours, and then go on to book these huge venues, such as the Barclays Center, thinking it will sell out, only for seats to sit empty for weeks, and the show having to get canceled. Trust me, as a fan, nobody cares if you perform in an arena with 19,000 people, or a 500-person theater. If you put on a great performance, that's all that matters. Plus, to be honest, personally I prefer smaller venues anyway, as they not only feel more personal and close, but the sound
What was I just saying?
Is usually way better too. And some of the best tours ever have been in small capacity venues. Which then brings us to our third and final
Damn, that sounds
If you want
crazy.
to sell more tickets, then simply put on a better show. Rather than just letting your music play over the speakers while you stand and walk around on stage, the reason why someone like Travis Scott can sell out a show in a few minutes is because his concerts are entire experiences. From riding roller coasters over the crowd during his Astro World Tour, to then someone like Drake suspending this yellow Ferrari on his run with the Migos, or Kanye West's iconic St. Pablo stage design. The more immersive of a live show experience you can make, the better, and definitely the more memorable for fans. Unless rappers can give fans a reason to leave the house with genuine music and concerts that they can actually afford, then these empty seats will just keep multiplying. However, when performances become unforgettable and the venues fit the proper demand, these canceled tours will turn right back into sold-out dates.
Sold out dates. Well, that's what we were, that was why rappers can't sell tickets anymore. I think like the main thing to me, I think it just goes back to like, you know, them overselling, because there's nothing wrong with you going under. Like, I would rather do a guaranteed 1,000 seats than sell those 1,000, but then book like a 5,000 seater. Because then who's going to pay for the extra 4,000? Me? Fuck no. I'd rather have, maybe if I have, 1,200 fans, I'd rather have 200 outside, you know what I'm saying? Or 200 that weren't able to get a ticket. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but I'm not paying for 4,000 seats, bro. I'm good, gang. I'm good. But I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Let me know if I'm tripping.
I'm getting gritty on these niggas. I'm getting gritty on these bitches. Here we go, now they talking again. I'm getting gritty on these niggas. I'm getting gritty on these bitches. Here we go, now they talking again. I'm getting gritty on these niggas. I'm getting gritty on these bitches.